What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Little Dick Nick. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm yanking your chain. Nah, but for real, today we got my third video, or like my third, I should say, not my third, but this is my fourth video, I believe. I almost forgot, honestly. It's a little bit later than my other upload, but the grind never stops. Nah, but for real, I did forget to upload. I gotta be honest. Till like just before I started filming this, I was like, yeah, you know, should probably film a video, but yeah. So we're gonna get into my top 10. These are X-Men / mutants, and also included with this are characters from these franchises. A street level hero. B, a cosmic being. C, someone like Namor. Shang-Chi, and the Fantastic Four. That's everybody that's included really in this top 10. And this is my last top 10 before I get over to my overall top 10. My top 10 overall figures, where I combined every figure from every top 10 list. And I say this is number 10, this is number 1 of my overall figures. But with that being said, I think it's time to just get right into this. And coming in at number 10, this one wasn't really hard to pick the spot. We got this Toy Biz Beast. This guy is really nice, honestly. I think the Hasbro one is a little bit better. I've never actually had that in hand, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard, it's a lot better than this. But this is really a good beast overall. I've heard some people say it's not, but it is. It's a good beast. It scales well, first of all, with the figures nowadays. And it's overall, it looks nice. It's got really good articulation. Excuse me. Oh boy, that's not a good way to start the video, but yeah. So number 10 spot is Beast. The reason he's not higher is he's a little loose, he's a little old, and you know, the age just kind of shows, and it's really one of the only reasons why. And there's no ab crunch here, which really restricts a lot of cool poses you can get him into. And also shoulders are pretty restricted. I decided I'm gonna be putting these back in their bins today as we go. All right, next up, I gotta give it to this guy, the Obsidian Surfer. I didn't actually think he would make him on this list, but he ended up making it. It was between him and the Thing, and I just like this guy better, I guess. With his board and Mjolnir, he's a really cool figure. Without it, he's pretty bland, but I'm a big Silver Surfer guy. Sorry, I said open the bins. But yeah, I'm a big Silver Surfer guy, and so I missed out on the first Walgreens release, or Walgreens exclusive Surfer, but you know, I was able to get this one, so we chilling. This one's pretty good, and I did get Galactus, or I backed Galactus, and so the normal one comes with that, so it's kind of a win-win for me. Took me forever to find this guy, I'll be honest. I'm still looking for Nova. I don't think I'll find him, but this guy, he's just nice articulation. The paint is really nice. He looks really nice overall. And he's got good accessories. And the only reason I don't think he made it higher on this list is because he's pretty bland, to be honest. But that's just what he is. He's the Silver Surfer. For what he is, it's really good. So yeah, that's my number 9 spot. Let's get into number 10. Now, number 10 is a figure here, and the reason he's this low is honestly just based off of his articulation. This guy right here looks Cosmic Ghost Rider. Now, his bike isn't included with this. This is figures alone. If y'all want me to do like a top 10, either accessories or 2-packs or whatever type video, let me know. I'll do that. But yeah, so this guy right here, the reason he's this, like, I don't know if the reason he's this low is his articulation isn't that great. At least mine's not. His proportions. Oh, sorry, I guess I'm just really tired today. But yeah, his proportions are a little whack, but he looks so good overall. I love that you can remove his fishbowl, so you can get some like actual head articulation. Like, no, you can't do that actually, but you know, you can get some pretty cool head articulation with this guy. I'm gonna have to put this thing on off camera. There we go. But yeah, the leg articulation is fine, but the arm articulation is pretty poor, I'll be honest. And the accessories, do not like the stupid molded chain that you get with this guy. Really, only him and Silver Surfer, I honestly think I might like Surfer better, but he just looks so much cooler, so it's kind of hard to put him like that low on my list. And getting into my next pick, here we have, let me get him out of this action pose that I had him in. Gambit. Now, like I said, this is my list. This isn't everybody's. Mine's head is very loose. And I don't like the arms articulation, but other than that, this figure is freaking super nice. It's one of my favorite X-Men's, obviously, because he's on my top 10 list. Yeah, the coat actually works pretty well, I feel like, for him. Still prefer cloth, because cloth is the best material. But, yeah, he came with really good accessories. There's really not much more to say about this guy, and he's really a solid figure, just overall. And that's why he made numbers 7? Yep, 7. I had to count real quick. Alright, so with that being said, I say we get into 6. We got big boy Colossus here. This guy, he's got nice articulation. He's got a couple of things I don't like about him, and I'll get in those into a second. Otherwise, he probably could have been higher. He's got good articulation, but his feet are weird. They're like big boots type looking things that just kind of throws me off a little bit, to be honest. And then his hands are way too small for his arms. Like, it looks weird to me, and I've seen other people point it out too, and I can't unsee it. I don't like the look of it. So I usually have both open hands on, but I think one of my friends put on the other punching hand, so, or like the fisted hand, I should say. But other than that, his sculpt really nice, his paint nice. Everything else about this guy I don't have any problems with. It's really those two things alone, his feet and his hands, that are kind of restricting this guy. This is probably some of my best drawers right here, to be honest, like my best areas, just because I don't have that many of them, to be honest with you. My least bin is the X-Men, I believe, or like the least bin. That doesn't make any fucking sense. No, but the least amount of figures that I have for a certain bin is, I do believe, X-Men. So yeah. Well, with that being said, let's get into my next pick, which is... Oh, let's get this guy out of his poses. Nightcrawler. Now, Nightcrawler is he's one of my favorite X-Men. I got this guy for a pretty good big deal, but this panel's not glued in, so I have to glue that in. I'll probably do that actually, like, right now, after I'm done filming with this, because I'm getting sick of it popping off. I kind of got him in a weird pose right now, but let me just fix that for you guys. Yeah, this guy's nice. He's really small, but he's got really good articulation, really nice paint throughout. And his head sculpts are really good. I don't have a complaint about this guy, other than maybe I wish there was a bendy wire in the tail. That's genuinely all I can think about with this guy. That's why he made it this high, and honestly, he probably could have made it higher if some of the people in front of him weren't a lot better. Next up, this is going to be a controversial pick to a certain somebody, I know, but the number 4 spot, just outside the top 3, we got Comic Book Shang-Chi. And you may be like, I think this figure is really good. Oh, and we're going to get into one of his flaws right now. He has a hard time standing a lot of the time. It's really hard to get him to stand some of the times, a lot of the times, honestly, because of his bare feet, you know. You can't put in like a sole. It has to be like actual foot shaped. And most people, unlike me, have a curve in their foot, or an arch. I'm flat-footed, in case none of you will get that reference, except for a certain, like, 4 people. But yeah, it's just, it's super nice. It's just such a good figure overall, and there's not many flaws with it other than it's kind of hard to stand. As it tips over, what timing that is! I'm just gonna hold him for the rest of this segment. And his accessories, I didn't like the nunchucks that he came with. They were both molded in place, and they both were weirdly bent. So that's basically what I had to say about this guy. But his articulation is nice, and he's really fun to just pose around with, you know? I mean, I can spend hours posing that guy around. Alright, we're into the top 3. At number 3 right here, we got Iron Fist. This guy is such a dope figure, honestly. He's really, when you get him into a nice pose, I can just look at him for like hours, honestly. Probably not, but like you get the metaphor. You know, I could do this for hours, when in reality you could only do it for 5 minutes, but I'm using that analogy here. I love this figure so much. He's got such good articulation. He's not too loose, but he's not too tight. He's the perfect in between for me. All of his joints move smoothly. The only thing that I say that I've seen from a lot of people is, oops, his thing right here, his like dangly fell off on mine, but I've seen that a lot of people, and I've lost his other wrapped hand, which really bums me out because not a huge fan of the glowy hands, or whatever you want to call them, the punchy hands. So now we're into our top 2. This is gonna be really tough, and I'm gonna have to give this one number 2 only because of the fact I can't think about the customization I did to it. That is Wolverine, because I gave mine metal claws because the Hasbro claws are absolute dog shit. As most of you collectors know, they bend easily, they're brittle, they fall, they're warped out of packaging. It just does not look good. So, but these metal claws work really well. But even without it, this is still a really great figure. And if you don't have it, I recommend getting the new one coming out, the retro VHS, like the retro VHS carded or styled one. This figure, really good articulation, and it looks super nice. And I mean, I would love to have that VHS one, but I already have this one, so I'm gonna have to pass on it. And it looks like they upgraded the claws, so you won't have to buy real metal claws for me, unless of course you want to, which I recommend it. I might link the thing from Mercari down below, but they go on and off sale, so it's tough. So just I recommend just going on Mercari and looking up Wolverine claws, and it should be there within the first few searches. I believe mine are version 3, and they're, in my opinion, the best versions for what this is. So yeah, enough of me rambling on about why I love this Wolverine. Also, just the classicness of this guy. I mean, come on now. That looks so good. Like, so good. He's one of the cleanest figures I'd say I have. I love the old X-Men cartoon. And I'm trying to complete that for my, for my X-Men shelf and display and stuff. Coming in at number 1, and this shouldn't be a shock to anybody. Probably the greatest figure to ever be created. Morris. The articulation, superb. The sculpt, superb. The wings, superb. No, for real. That Morris, I don't mind it, but love to see articulation in it. But on a real note, the number 1, it's got to be movie Deadpool. This guy, I don't have a flaw with him. Honestly, I don't have one. Like, he's got super smooth articulation. He looks 100% dead on. Maybe the only complaint I take that back. I have a complaint. The guns, the weapons, you should say. The swords are fine for what they are. But I would have loved to see his duffel bag of guns that he forgets in the back of the car. And I get it's a kid's toy, but on the box it says 14 and up. Okay, so therefore it's kind of more considered a collector item. And I think Marvel Legends should all be considered a collector item. I'm sure they're action figures, but they're collectibles. So yeah, I would have loved to see that. And then the cool guns that we get were molded into his holsters. As you can see, I removed mine, and one of them came out smoothly, the other one ripped. So that's a little unfortunate, but I'm glad to at least have one, because, yeah. But, even with just the 2 guns, the 2 main guns, that's all you have to include with them. But you include the stupid fake clown guns that aren't even real guns. And that's the only thing that kind of frustrated me. And so with that being said, that's the end of my list. Also, the way that he was packaged with it in a 2-pack with Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Nobody wants Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Yeah. Enough of me rambling about what I hate about the number 1 on this list. It seemed number 1 had the most problems out of any other figure on this list so far, and any of the other lists, but I promise you he's a really good figure. I'm just trying to think of ways to kind of, like, I don't know, degrade him, I guess, if you're into that. Nah, for real. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you even made it this far, feel free to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 20 subscribers. It's not much yet, but the more you grow, the better it gets. Comment down below if if you follow me, I'll follow you back, most likely, unless you're like a weird old man, which in that case, please don't follow me. But yeah, so I got some videos ideas that I have for the next couple days. I might film some in advance, so I don't know what order. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know if it'll be my top 10 video or a comic video. So just, I guess, if you're interested for that, stay for the lookout. I'll be covering Dark Ages in my first ever comic book video. Okay, we're at 15 minutes, and that's quite a bit for a video with no cuts. So yeah, with that being said, not your boy Mike Unitas anymore. If you notice, it is the Bucket Hat Hunter. The Bucket Hat Hunter out.